Okay, so this is a comment from the same God G's. So let's start with the first one. He made the two comments here on this with two of my videos. He said, "Hi, you have excellent videos. Do you think about putting the Japanese AM6 six-speed gearbox on the 2.2 EW12J4? Is it possible? I saw this box on the 407 2.0 HDI. Then you also second question say, "Hey, hi, thank you very much for your explanations. Can you speak French? Sorry, I don't understand English much. I don't understand much English. Thanks again. I already asked another question regarding the change from ZF4HP20 to AM6 I seen. Is it possible? Thanks. Okay, so number one, no, I don't speak French. But funny enough, I actually studied French back then while I was in the seminary school, seminary institution. Yeah, I did French for was it up to 3 years? So at that time, that was how old I was that was many years ago, if not decades. So but I can't say I think I've forgotten most of the the things. So I was in I think from JS1 to JS3 or thereabout. So yeah, I don't really flow in French. Um, so to your question, yeah, the 407 with 2.0 HDI engine. The automatic transmissions on them, we are two types. One of the one of the transmission automatic transmission on the 4 HP on the 2.0 HDI engine in 407 was 4 speed. Um, I can't remember if it's AL4 or 4 HP 20. I think it should be 4 HP 20. I can't remember. While the second, some models, for some 407 with that engine also had the AM6, the 6-speed automatic. Um, so I think that one is it regarding AM6 C, either AM6C or AM6B, something like that. While the one on the V6 AM6, is it A or B? Anyway, so Um, will the conversion be possible? Yeah, anything is possible. How can it? How easy? It's not going to be easy. Trust me. I mean, this is the 4HP 20 is ZF product, so it's completely different. The wiring connection, the ECUs, they are different. Remember the AMCs, the transmission ECUs directly attached on the gearbox itself, while the 4HP 20, the ECUs are independent of the gearbox. It's actually mounted on top of the engine ECU, behind the battery, the car battery. So they're not the same. Then the wiring connection to the automatic transmission ECUs. Remember the 4HP 20 works with multifunction switch, while the AMC doesn't have that switch, doesn't have that multifunction switch. So that's where you have a problem, is the wiring connection. Even the mechanical components may not even match. For example, the gearbox mount, I'm not sure it will be the same. Um, the drive shafts might not be the same as well. I can't remember. I don't know. Remember, we don't. I've actually seen that gearbox, the AM6 mounted on 2.0 HDI 407. Yeah, I've seen it, touched it. Um, then I know I've also driven 407 2.0 with I think that four-speed automatic, but I can't remember. Just trying to remember whether the one I drove was the AL4 or Ferris 320. Can't remember. But the six-speed one, I didn't drive it, but I saw it. And so the connections, that's where you have a problem. The electrical part of the connection, not most necessarily the mechanical. The mechanical is, it might not be only the gearbox that you might need to change. Other things might be, like I said, it's possible, but the gearbox mount might differ. The What's it called? The CV joint might differ, or including the drive shafts, and what's it called? The the lower engine mount bracket on the right side might also differ. I don't know about this. See, like I said, the mechanicals, you can easily do that. Where you have a problem is the electrical part of the conversion for the gearbox to work with the engine. So in that case, it might be easier to look for a 407 with that engine that was assembled or produced with the AM6. It's better you look for that than buy the complete wire, at least all the way from the car under the dashboard to the engine bay, because that's where the wiring harness for the AM6 or the automatic transmission will come from, not from the engine wiring harness. So the connection should be your headache, because I know even the BSI, I'm not sure they are the same. I think the BSI unit of that model is different. So I can't remember. I don't know for sure, but I'm just telling you that there are different models of 407 BSI and the transmissions automatic. So that should be your headache. I know you say you don't understand English that much, so I don't. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. There was a time YouTube used to give option for content creators before you upload, or while you are uploading, to put English caption. I don't. I'm trying to remember. I used to do it then, where you can change so that as the video is playing, it can be showing reading it in English. But later on, it changed, as if it's now up to you. Some videos can you change it by yourself. You the viewers, you can put the caption, select the English version, English caption. Uh, is it caption? Is that what it's called? Substitute. Is it English substitute or whatever? Anyway, so that maybe even if you can't hear what I'm saying in English, at least you can read it and maybe copy and paste and to understand. So, like I said, some people, I know people have. Okay, I know one article I saw where somebody converted his AL4 to 86 in 308, T7 308. So it's possible, but like I said, it's all about the person that you'll be more concerned with, which is the person that can do the electrical part of the conversion, not the mechanical. Forget the mechanical; it's very easy. You can easily do that one. Can easily do that. It's the electrical that is the problem. Because if you don't get the ECU correctly connected, I mean, I'm talking about transmission ECU, it will be a mess. Um. Now I can understand why you want that AM6. I recently drove a 407 with EW12 engine with this 4 HP 20. Exactly this one on the video. Yes, I drove it. When the car had recently with the EW12 engine. Of course, it has 4 HP 20. Yeah, it could be very annoying. I know, I don't know about every other person, but the reason why I don't like automatic in these Peugeot vehicles. Automatic transmission. In fact, generally, but these ones I'm talking about, for example, the 4HP20, very annoying, very unpredictable. Just like most other automatic transmission in Peugeot vehicles. Sometimes you press it down. You may not need to touch the floor. I'm talking about throttle pedal. You press it a little bit down for it to downshift. It will just be dragging. It will stay on that higher gear instead of it to downshift to increase the speed. So you could be driving and you want it to gain speed much faster. You just press it a little bit down. There are sometimes, you the driver, there are some expectation or some things you want how the car to react or the engine to react or to you want. Like if you are driving manual, there are something, if you want the car to quickly gain more speed or reduce speed or change engine to change sound, you know what you can do on your gear lever and that will happen. But automatic is just, especially this for HP20, doesn't matter how good it is, it can be annoying. Unless maybe you are very okay with the lazy attitude of the 4HP20, AL4, even AM6. Trust me, AM6 does the same sometimes, if not most times. So, but at the point I had to switch to manual mode because that's the only way I could actually. I was doing a test drive, so I wanted to push the car a little bit hard. So for me to be able to do that, I just had to switch to manual mode. That's the Triptronic. And uh, by the time I got to the fourth gear, I could see the gearbox was already screaming. I don't know, would I call it the gearbox and the engine was already screaming, yet I wasn't really. It was as if to be honest, I actually forgot I was 4 speed. I am being very honest here. I forgot it was 4 speed. So as he started shouting, I was like, okay, let me push to another gear. Remember how it works, the manual mode. So I wanted to shift it forward again. That's when I realized, wow, this is actually the final gear. Wow. So yeah, I can understand why you would prefer the AM6 or the 6 speed automatic. It will make sense. But then, like I said, can you really? That's why I tell people. See, when it comes to EW12J4 and 407, that 2.2 liter EW12J4 and 407, just go and get manual. That's the one you enjoy more. If I buy a 407 today with that engine, with EW12J4 engine, even if it's automatic, no matter how new it is, I will take my time. I will start from day one and start planning for the conversion to manual. I'm just telling you. I've driven quite a number of them with that 6 speed manual transmission. I mean, the difference is clear, way clear. As in that you'll be wondering, is it the same vehicle? You see the engine will start reacting so differently than when the one with the 4HP20, the automatic transmission. They are not just the same. It would have made sense if they put AM6, trust me, on the 2.2. I don't know why they didn't do it. Maybe they wanted people that want 6 speed to buy the AM6. No, the people that want 6 speed automatic to buy the V6. I enjoy that as a luxury. Why, it would have made sense if they had put that AM6 on um, the EW12 407. Honestly, I don't know why they didn't do that. Peugeot, I mean, because the 4HP20, yeah, as good as it is, it just doesn't cut it. You will enjoy that engine as much as uh, people that drive the manual one. It's just a different beast. Trust me, as much as I'm a V6 person, I like that engine. I like that, especially the 3FY version. I like that engine. It's not necessarily a powerful engine as such, or that or 407 with those cars, with those engines are very quick, as such. But then, see, there's a way. I don't know. See, see when I'm talking about fun behind the wheel, it's not necessarily about how fast the car is. It just the way it reacts, even at a lower RPM. I mean, I drove my 47 V6 coupe today. I mean, you need to see how, even on my way to work, I was like, as if my destination is still another 50 or 100 kilometers. As in, I just wanted to keep driving. It was just too fun to let go. I wasn't even pushing the car, but man, it was so not just necessarily mechanical. It was so accurate. Every speed I wanted to do, everything I wanted to do, I already know the gear that once I get it into, I don't need to press the throttle, just touch it a little, boom. I don't need to press the throttle down so that it will increase speed. No, all I need to do is just take the gear to someplace, and touch the throttle, then boom. In other words, the fuel consumption, yeah, it's very heavy, everything, but you can easily manage it. You don't need to burn the entire fuel for the car to gain speed. Because of that, the gearbox, that gearbox is not just torquey, it's a perfect match to that engine. Talking about the 6 speed manual gearbox attached on that 47 coupe. So 47 V6 coupe. Likewise, the one on the EW1207 is just a perfect gearbox for that engine. So I would say, yeah, the AM6 would have also made sense if they put it on 407 with 2.2 liter EW12J4. Of course, the torque, the gear drive ratio will not, the gear ratios will not be the same AM6 in the V6 407. Likewise, the AM6 on the 2.0 HDI. It's also 6 speed, but the gear ratio is not the same with the one on the Peugeot V6 407. So it would have made sense. I mean, if not, had it been they use AM6 in EW12 in 407, wow. Then I could tell people, don't worry about you could buy whether it's manual or automatic. I mean, the honestly the 4HP20 just it doesn't do justice to any 407 with that 2.2 liter. It's okay, it does some power, you feel that power, but the point is, because the gearbox, I will say it again, so unpredictable. I mean, I know some people really don't care, they just as long as it's moving. For me, I just can't deal with that. It's just something I cannot live with. I can to be behind the wheel and want the car to go a little bit faster or reduce speed or something, yet I would press the throttle or try to do it, will not respond. No, I just can't. I can't. I know everybody. I'm not a speed demon. I'm not a this thing, but I'm just who I am when it comes to cars. So the only thing that kicks inside me when it comes to cars, I must get it. Otherwise, I won't. There's no point going for that vehicle. So that's why I understand where you're coming from. You want that, probably you prefer the automatic. I get that. Everybody can't want the same thing, but you most likely must have tested the 4HP20 on that EW12, and you don't enjoy it that much. Yeah, it can be annoying. Like I said, I tried the normal automatic drive mode. If it annoyed me so badly, I shifted it to manual mode. I was on expressway, shifted it to, even the owner was inside the car on the passenger seat as I was driving it. I was like, come on, I moved it immediately to manual mode. Kick it, it was just responding. When immediately it entered that manual, I was like, now I'm driving this car. Now I'm driving E12. Immediately. It's only that when it got to that 4 gears, IPS started climbing. I was like, I forgot. Because, E12, EW12J4, engine in 407, or whatever Peugeot car you have, it reacts. Taking off, it will react like a V6, even though it doesn't have that much power. So as you are moving, pushing it hard, you will be enjoying it as if it's a V6. So I was just enjoying it. All of a sudden, and I realized, wow, the speed has stopped, the gear has stopped. Yeah, the gearbox or engine has started shouting. Okay, so back to your question, no, it's not going to be easy for you to do that conversion. Is it doable? Yes. If you can find somebody who have done it, it will be better for you. But there's something I will tell you about petrol engine versus diesel engine, which probably I should have started with. The diesel engine, diesel gear, the manual gearboxes or automatic gearboxes for diesel or HDI engines in 407 cannot work with or cannot work in a petrol Peugeot vehicle or in a 407 with petrol engine. It can't work. Not necessarily the gearbox itself, but the bell housing. In fact, these days, modern gearboxes, you wonder whether they even still have bell housing. But it's still bell housing. But the point is, the bell housing of these modern gearboxes have basically become the gearbox itself. Because unlike the older gearboxes, like manual gearboxes you get in 504, 505, 404, the gearbox is like independent on the bell housing. So the bell housing is like an attachment on the gearbox. But this modern gearbox, especially the manual gearbox, okay, let me not say much about the automatic. For the manual gearboxes, this modern Peugeot cars, in fact, every component, mechanical component inside that gearbox is actually attached on the bell housing. So you can't do removing the bell housing is as if you are removing it's the gearbox, you are just dismantling it. So where I'm going with this is the 4HP20 has there is a space, there is a hole, let me put it that there is a hole uh made for engine speed sensor to be bolted on. The engine speed sensor is now monitoring or reading your first flex plate in terms of automatic, your flex plate, or in terms of manual, your flywheel. Engine speed sensor can also be regarded as crankshaft position sensor. In Nigeria, they call it locally, ignorant, they call it starting sensor. So back to this, what I was trying to explain. Petrol, the EW12J4 engine in 407, since we are talking about 4HP20, it will have that hole where the engine speed sensor or crankshaft position sensor is mounted. But on the diesel don't use that. They don't use that engine speed sensor. No, all the 407 diesels I've seen, they didn't come with that. What's it called? That sensor. So that hole is not there. They didn't provide it. They didn't put it. So for you to now do that, it means you have to find a blacksmith or somebody who can create that hole on the AM6 that fit in or that came with a 407 with the 2.0 HDI. Or maybe there is a way, maybe you cannot find I don't know if there's any kind of bell housing that you can swap in on that AM6 with that hole. The best bell housing that will have that hole, you swap it on the gearbox or the AM6 gearbox from the 2.0 HDI, so that it can now tight it on 2.2 EW12 petrol engine. So in other words, the easiest thing would be to create the hole instead of trying to change the bell housing. So that is the only way it will work. But without that, just to plug and play, no, it will not work. That hole will not be there. As long as the engine speed sensor is not attached or mounted there, the car will not start. Doesn't matter what you do, the car will not start. So that's something that might pose a challenge. At the end, it still comes to electrical. Like I say, it's the electrical part of the conversion that will be your concern, not the mechanical. But in this case, it seems a little bit mechanical, because to create that hole, you call it mechanical. You have to find somebody that can create that hole on the bell housing without damaging the bell housing. Remember, it's a cast, so you have to. I don't know how it's possible. People do that anyway. So do that, then put the one where you can bolt. You can put is a 10 bolt. Is it 10 bolt? It's 10 bolt. Either 10 bolt is 10. not 8. Use a 10 bolts to tighten it down. So you have to create it. You go to the position to be sure that you'll be able to monitor the flex plate since it's automatic, to read those holes on the flex plate that monitors the cylinder one, the timing of the engine, so that be able to start. So that's something you should also pay attention to. So in other words, it won't it won't be a plug and play conversion. That's what I'm going with. So I don't know. Um, uh, for me, let me tell you, I'm just going to be straight. Unless for you, it must be automatic. But for me, why go all this trouble just to drive a 6-speed automatic that you may end up messing the car electrical system and makes the car undrivable? Why not just go for the simplest conversion, which is remove the 4 HP 20 and put the 6-speed manual transmission, ma- factory made for that your EW12J4 in the same fuel cell. Everything will be plug and play, nothing. You are not doing any cut and join. Everything will be plug and play. All you need is to get either you source the power individually, or get it from one source where everything was removed from one vehicle. You just remove the automatic kit and put the manual kit. That's all. 6-speed manual is not what you are looking for. 6-speed automatic. All you need is go for the 6-speed manual, and your electrical stay intact. Everything stay intact. I mean, unless it must be automatic, then these are the challenges you have to face. Um, that's what I would do, and that's what I will recommend. I will advise any client that is interested in such a thing. Unless the person says it must be automatic, then hey, find somebody who can do it. Because I mean, if you could do it, you probably wouldn't be asking. But there's nothing wrong in asking, because all the conversions I did, I actually didn't ask anybody. All I need was in my head, I was putting one or two together, and then I was also going online checking the compatibility of this. Can you work on this car? Can I use the component from this vehicle uh, to this vehicle to work? This and that. I basically wasn't asking. I can't remember if I actually asked. I would just, even if I did, it was probably like I was talking to privately with some of the Peugeot experts that I have a direct contact with. So I was doing that mostly like private conversation, not necessarily in the group or anything. So that's how I did that. So it's possible that you are considering doing it yourself or figuring it out. So there's nothing wrong in asking the question, but my point is you're not going to find it easy. It's possible some other people have done it. If there are people who have done the conversion and they did it well in your locality, it might be easier to just let them handle it for you than you trying to do that, even if you have to pay them heavily. As long as they will get it right. Remember, it's electrical that you should be concerned with. If you get it wrongly, you end up scrapping that car. Trust, you will end up scrapping the car. If you're not, because it may, once you are conversion, you may get a point. Going back or reversing it might become even more strenuous than scrapping the car. Trust me, right? Because while you are converting cars, so depending on uh, the kind of project or how off factory you are going, you might have to start to reshape the engine bay or something. You cut off some wires, you have to cut some part of the body of the car to weld to something to be able to hold something. So by the time you now realize, after you must have gone so far into the project or the conversion, you realize, I mean, it's not worth it. It might not even work. I mean, how will you go back? You start doing the cut and join again, start getting a blacksmith to cut the chassis to try to mount the other one back, and probably you may never get it back well again. You will be like, well, it was a wrong choice or decision. So you'll be like, okay, I'm done. Let's move on. This guy, you call it a loss, full big loss. So that's what I would do. and that's what I recommend. But I hope I've answered your question. I don't speak French, but I do appreciate, since you are from Europe. So if you live in France, since you say whether I speak French, it means probably you live in France. Um, I believe you should have to find some project expert in France that will advise you better. Um, I mean, what I told you, they probably will not tell you. I don't see anything different they will even say. The only thing that they probably might tell you different from what I'm saying is, oh, we can do it, you know. But if not, almost everything I'm telling you that what it will take to do this conversion from 4HP20 to AM6, uh, on the EW12J4 is basically the same. Probably, of course, there might be some things I can't remember offhand that you might need to do. Um, for example, of course, you have to do some programming because the ECU, the BSI will no longer see the transmission. If you do it, I don't know, it's a long thing. Even your BSI, remember, if you don't get it right, your not BSI, your ABS will stop working. So that's what I'm saying. You have more your electrical components or part of the vehicle is what you should be worried about for that conversion. Okay, so if you have any other question, you can always post it on that comment, my YouTube comment sections. Um, I mean, comment section of my videos on YouTube. You can post it there. I always make a time respond to the important ones. Except unless it's something I know I've dealt with many times, that might not be point for me to respond to some videos or to such questions. Okay, I think that's enough.